Annually, on or around October 4th, Christians worldwide celebrate the feast of Saint Francis with a blessing of animals and prayers for creation. In the Catholic school I work, we are celebrating the prayer for animals on October 2nd this year. If you follow along, you can do this activity with a Ranger Rick magazine, another animal magazine, or pictures of your home pets. But I'd prefer you to find some pictures of animals that you don't have readily available for you. You'll see why as the project progresses. Here I found the proboscis monkey from the Borneo island. This image is small enough that it will fit inside what I'm about to draw, but big enough that you'll notice what animal I'll be praying for. Once you've cut out your animal image, then remove all background material. I'm starting with the larger portion of the tree that these two cutie pies are sitting on, and then working around to get rid of that greenery. Since these monkeys live in the rainforest, I have a lot of work ahead of me. Don't throw away any of those scraps. You may need to use them as a reference for when you're ready to draw. Here I created a quick stencil of the outside of a church. What you'll need is to place your church directly in the center of your paper so there's the same amount of space on either side. If you don't have access to my tracer, you can draw a large rectangle that's horizontal or sideways, as my pencil just was, and then an isosceles triangle, and stop and make another isosceles triangle on top of that, covering your top angle, and stop. When you feel confident of your drawing, you can add your cross, like the Christians or the Catholics, to celebrate the prayer of animals. This should be gone over in thick black marker so that it really pops out, as you can see. I'm not neglecting other religions, so you can see me drawing with my pencil the crest from the Muslim faith and the Star of David of the Jewish faith. There are plenty more faiths that also celebrate the prayer of animals, but this October 2nd, the Catholic faith is celebrating the feast with Saint John. Before I forget, I'm going to glue my monkey picture in. Turn it over. Make sure you definitely apply enough glue to the small sections of the monkey and press him down. If you have another animal, make sure you do the same. Apply a little bit of glue and press down those small sections. Don't forget to roll down your glue stick and close it to make sure it stays nice and sticky for the next time you need it. Here, I'm using a ruler or a straight edge and my black marker to trace my outline. Taking inspiration from that article page and the sections that I've pulled away from the original picture, I'm drawing in the tree branch, other branches, and leaves because that is the natural habitat or where these animals naturally exist. One of the 6 main elements of art is texture. So I'm adding texture to my branches just by adding a few lines. And then I can add a hole in my tree by adding a circle or oval shape and just some concentric oval shapes around it. Then it's time to color in my picture. What's most important about this is I'm using a dark color to outline my shapes and then lighter colors on the inside to shade them in. You'll notice as I get to the edge of my page, I'm using a scrap paper to protect my desk. Just put the paper underneath, and then you can color to the edge of your paper without worrying about your desk and making a mess. Go over those areas so there's no peekaboo spaces. What I mean by peekaboo spaces are spaces that you unintentionally leave white because your marker or coloring tool did not get to them. Here you can see I'm a little off camera, but I have chosen my darkest green to color around the edges of some of my leaves, and then I'll shade them in. Keeping different shades of a color helps the eye not focus in one section and really gives your picture dynamic looks. So whenever you can, use different shades of your colors. If you don't have more than one shade of a color, you may be able to dilute it or make it stronger. Using a white color will give it highlight. Using a black color will give it a shadow. If you want to dilute a color and you don't want to give it a shadow, you can use its complementary color. If you want to strengthen it, use the opposite. For blending, I love using alcohol-based markers. These are my thicker markers that you can see me using here. They really go over and get rid of all of those peekaboo spaces while not changing my original color. I'm using a pale green for the bottom just so that you can see the detail of my monkeys and my branches. All of that texture really paid off. Next, I'll use a slightly more saturated green for the top. Still another alcohol marker, so it'll cover up all of those peekaboo spaces. To conclude my project, I'm going to cut out the little section next to the taller rectangle of either side of my church image. This is to pretend they are the doors to my church, opening to welcome our animal friends. On the other side, if your markers bled through, that gives great detail. Here, you can write a special prayer for your animal friends. I wrote, "Here are prayers for our friends, the animals, especially those who are suffering. For any that are hunted, or lost, or deserted, or hungry, we entreat all thy mercy. Amen." If you wish for your final piece to stand on its own, I suggest adding a firm board to the back or a tail, which I can show you in person. Don't forget to give it a try, see if you like it. Don't forget to pray for our animals and subscribe to my channel. Thanks and have a great day.